How to be a fucking man in 10 minutes. Speak your fucking mind. Do what's right no matter what. Damn. Smoke weed. I guess I don't need 10 minutes to do that. Fix your own fucking car. Fix your own fucking house. I built this fucking house. Me, I built this house. This is my house. I built it. Fuck you. People walk around, judge me in public, because I have a fucking bandana on my head. I've built more fucking pole barns than you could ever imagine. You know, I don't get credit for anything. When I talk about law, when I talk about plant medicines, even though I have a fucking pharmacy degree, I'm not allowed to talk about medicine because I'm a fucking idiot. According to the mainstream consensus person who's a fucking idiot themselves. Weed's legal in my state, by the way, so don't have a little hissy fit. You know, I was so heated I had to change my fucking shirt because my fucking armpits were sweating like a motherfucker. You know, there's another number of people out there, like Coley and Noor, for example, who gets so much mainstream attention, but he doesn't quote the real law. There's only one Second Amendment argument. That's the Supremacy Clause. Nothing can conflict with the Second Amendment. But William Cooper goes over this, how the Supreme Court literally ruled that they nullified our Constitution. You know, I've talked about this before with people who are pro-Constitution, but they don't fucking get it, you know? They've nullified it. It's all just smoke and mirrors where they pretend to enforce the Constitution, but they're not actually enforcing it. Otherwise, we'd have real money in our fucking pockets. Real money is in gold and silver coin. Article 10, section whatever. No state shall tender in payment of debt anything but gold or silver coin. Period. You know, and who's our armies working for? The goddamn fucking Congress hasn't waged war since World War II. The Constitution says Congress has the power to wage war. That phrase is a limiting statement. No one but Congress can wage war. But guess who's waging war with military? That's our military. The United Nations Security Council, who 4 out of 5 members now all 5 members are communist socialists. Permanent members, that is. But see, there is a world government with a democracy where those 5 permanent members vote for the wars. William Cooper outlines it. The Security Council, Article 43 of United Nations Charter, Participation Act of the United Nations Charter. You know? And then in the specifics of it, there's a military coordinator for the Security Council. So those 5 idiots on the permanent council vote for war with our nation, our country, our kids are going to war to fight for a fucking goddamn Russian commander. Because that's what happens. The Security Council votes for the war. They tell the Russian commander general, who's the undersecretary of the Security Council. You know, and this is all really hard to find, but I found the lists of names up to the early 90s where, you know, every single one of these people were fucking Russian communist generals. I'm probably on all sorts of lists because I fucking looked up these Soviet generals' names that nobody's ever fucking heard of, that I heard William Cooper say. Took me a million times to fucking write it out because the Russian spelling is so fucking retarded. You know, these fucking people, you know? Most veterans don't realize what's going on until after they get out of the military. Oh, I was used. I was fucking used. I'm so glad I never went in. You know, they go in, they come back, I was used. Oh, I'm fucked. They did this to me. They did that. Oh, I've seen this fucked up shit. Blah, blah, blah. They sent my friend's brother to fucking Iraq or Kuwait or whatever the fuck. Gave their whole crew a bunch of M50s. Was like, go steal some cars and mount these to the cars. They didn't even have any fucking vehicles. The military went and stole vehicles fucking for them, you know? They fucking put them in a drop zone surrounded by enemies, knowing that the drop zone was surrounded by enemies, knowing that they could have avoided a lot of death and just, oh, let's just throw them in here and hope they all die in the meat grinder. Who gives a fuck, you know? Let's make them patrol areas that we know have fucking homemade explosives, you know? They do shit. General MacArthur specifically said in the Korean War, the United Nations was giving the Koreans the war plans of the Americans. And people were dying as a result. People died. My grandpa was in the Korean War. He was a machine gunner for the helicopter units. He was fucked up because he killed a lot of people. And you could see it when you asked him about it. He didn't never talk about it. I was raised by him pretty much in a way. And he would, you know, it fucked him up. You know, why? Because that wasn't a real war. That was a murder war by the United Nations. Those fucking Koreans didn't attack us. They didn't have shit to do with us. Not shit. And fucking the world government waged its first war with the Korean War. All the people, they thought they were fighting for their country. They weren't fighting for their country. And all my veteran friends are so pissed off every time I talk about this. They're in complete denial. I've showed them the congressional records of multiple congressmen talking about how the United Nations Participation Act violates the clause in the Constitution where it says Congress wages war, because that's a limiting statement. Only Congress can wage war, and that's protected by the Supremacy Clause. So if you think that this is America, you're wrong. You know, this was once America, but now it's not. And they've got the youth convinced that they need to throw the Constitution away when they haven't been using the Constitution for the last fucking 100 years. Since at least 1918. 1918, emergency powers. 1933, emergency powers. 1944, emergency powers. Emergency powers in 18 whatever when Lincoln was in office, and they forced past the 16th, the 14th, and the 16th Amendment. Somebody commented about that. Yeah, I'm aware of that. You know, they need 2/3 of the Senate or whatever to pass the amendments, and when it doesn't get the vote, it's not legally ratified. But they're enforcing it. Under Erie Railroad versus Pennsylvania, they clarified the duality of citizenship, U.S. and state citizenship, a violation of the 10 square mile clause, a violation of the 10th Amendment. Do any of you fucking get that? I shouldn't have to even talk about it. I mean, people should know. How do they not know? How is William Cooper one of the only few people out there talking about this subject besides Archibald Roberts, Lieutenant Colonel, or other people from way far in the past?